Hello beautiful souls. Today we're going to be looking at LTC USDT and we're going to be setting it up for a 4-hour target from beginning to target. So let's begin. I like to begin my charts at the 2-week. So we're going to place my the support and resistance. We have our support, resistance. And we just focus on where price action is at this time. Oops, perfect. Once you've placed your support and resistance in the 2-week, I like to throw our trend-based fib extension. You get the highest peak, the low peak, and a high peak. And usually price action will bounce within our fib lines. So I like to highlight the ones that are playing within our price action. So let's go ahead and highlight this in our 0.5 fib. Okay, that's good enough. Let's go ahead and remove our fib levels, our fib. Okay, so now that we have our range and we have the fib level range, we move into our daily time frame. Within the daily time frame, I start off doing some trend lines. High. So 2 touches is good enough for a trend line. 1 point, 2 points, and we're gonna go 1 point, 2 points, or 2 touches. Perfect. And as we can see, our price is coiling up and it's playing within this wedge that will be breaking up to the upside or downside. We shall find out. When I'm in the daily, I like to turn on my 12 and 26 EMA, and it just shows us the way, right? It shows us where price action is heading to. So once we have our wedge here, go ahead and mark your daily range. So important. So this is our range, and this is where we're going to be playing with this range. If you have a hard time finding your range, I like to use our pivot highs and lows. This indicator will actually point out the exact price where your highs and your lows are. So that's my daily. Okay, so now that I have my range, my trend lines, let's go ahead and find our POC, our point of control. So there's a couple of PRVs that you could use to find them. I like to use 2 because just to give me a better perspective of where my point of control is, and because my daily range is within this section here, so I'm gonna base it on this peak. So my daily range will be right here. I'm sorry, my daily POC. I get a little bit nervous when I am explaining my TA because that's just who I am. Anyhow, we have our POC. Let's go ahead and mark it. POC daily. Gotta make it cute. Gotta put a lot of love and effort in your charts. Okay, so we have our daily POC, we have our range, we have our trend lines. Now that that is set, don't forget to keep an eye on your EMAs, and as we see, it is bouncing off on the 12 EMA to the upside right now. And wonderful. Let's move into our 4-hour time frame. And the 4-hour time frame, this is where we're going to be setting our targets for our trade. So once I am in the 4-hour time frame, again, I'm going to be drawing trend lines from the high to 1 point and 2 points. Let's change the color. I'll do it purple. So this is my 4-hour trend line. High point. So one touch, two touch, and this is my 4-hour trend line. It's coiling up really good. Something's about to happen. Okay, so now let's go ahead and turn on our VPVR to see where our point of control is. And it looks like the 4-hour point of control is also located where the daily point of control is. So we don't have to mark it. Okay, so we know this is our point of control. The daily, the 4-hour. Okay, so you have your trend lines. You have your point of control. Let's go ahead and mark our 4-hour range. So we have highs, and lows. Well, actually, this was our high, and we created a higher low here, and then lower high here. So yes, just squeezing right now. So either up or down, right? So let's say it breaks to the upside. So what you're gonna do is within the 2 touches of your trend line, you're gonna look in between and see the lowest price and go ahead and mark it on the trend line for a 4-hour target. That would be my 4-hour target. Yes, I like to take time and color coordinate everything because it's cute. And yeah, makes me happy more than anything. And you gotta love what makes you, you have to enjoy what makes you happy, right? And love what you enjoy doing. So this is my first 4-hour target. If it decides to break to the upside, 81.81, and if it breaks to the downside, this is first touch, second touch. The highest price is 78.36. So my target would be here at 68.46. And I hope you caught how I got that Joe Target. We call it the Joe Target. And if you don't know what the Joe Target is, you gotta join our Telegram to find out. But so once I'm here, I got my target, I have my range. We know that at this point is playing within this wedge, and it's gonna break up to the upside or to the downside. I have my RSI and the Stoch RSI. The RSI, I did change the settings, and it's under the step line setting, and the upper band is 63.5 and the lower band is 32. If you want to grab that. So within the RSIs, I like to see if I have any divergence. Want to see if we could visualize any divergence to give us a good indicator of where price could be moving. So we have a small divergence here. As you can see, this price was higher and lower. So if we draw higher then lower, and then the divergence here higher. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, it's okay, just delete it. Right, higher, lower. Nope, it's just no divergence at this time, and that's okay. So here you are. Again, you know, use your RSIs to see if you have any oversold, any overbought, any diversions that you could visualize. Set your more than anything, your range, because I feel like sometimes we get lost concentrating or looking at the whole chart when this is it. This is our little range, and just focus on your little range. At this point for me, I'm gonna set an alarm. An alarm is a great indicator too, a great alarm. So because it's not ready, right? I can't place my trade at this time because I don't know if it's going to the upside or to the downside. So within this wedge, my 4-hour wedge, I click on it and I just place my alarm crossing down, create, and then my top wedge crossing up, and it's gonna alarm me whenever it makes that move, and whenever it does, I'll come back and reassess, because most of the time when you break a trend line, it's gonna retest. And when there's a big volatility or a big move, usually you have already missed that trade. So wait for it to retrace. So my alarms are set. If I'm here and I see it move, I'll definitely enter for a long or a short. Again, it depends where it moves. You gotta be prepared for both. Always set your stop losses and do everything with love. Thank you guys.